シアを助けたい。だから頼む。
スキル融合。融合完了。リリアリー。
リリアリー、
私に任せて。
Alright, my friends, we have the strongest tank episode 5, and holy crap, this show, this anime is kind of a mess, right? Like, so we're on episode 5, and our character, Rudd, has completed the main plot of the show. So the main reason for the show, you know, at least the way that we were depicted was, you know, Rudd was this really strong character who was an older brother and who has made a lot of advancements and a lot of effort into being this really strong tank person. And the thing that's driving him forward the most, his main goal, was to find a labyrinth somewhere in the world that has a stone or an item that can grant any wish. His wish is to cure his sister of whatever ailment, whatever is ailing her, whatever sickness that she has. And he's been pushed forward through that, and that's what was driving him to go everywhere forward. Last episode, he's going to establish a guild, and he's going to still be able to go to multiple labyrinths and have adventures as he searches for this thing. He has a party that backs him up and understands, blah, 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 okay? This episode was a mess. So not only did he, okay, hey, I have no problem with achieving the goal in anime, to be very clear, okay? But not only did he achieve the goal, the person guarding the thing was very blasé about it. They just kind of grabbed it like, oh, you're talking about this little thing? Here, go grant your wish, buddy. The final battle between the guardian and him really sucked. So this dude looked like a Bleach character, right? He looked like an Arangar. And he changed this guardian for this labyrinth that's in his town, okay? Ended up being a really cool character, looking like he's from Bleach, but then transformed into this skeleton thing. So he went from being very intelligent and very strong to this skeleton with a simple monster mindset to be provoked and stuff. So immediately the fight sucked because he went from intelligent and like, oh, this is a really cool human type character, to turning into a skeleton with like just monster instincts. So Rudd and his party, after they gave him a, we can do it, we believe in your cause, they gave him a thing, he was able to overcome it. He didn't kill the guardian because he could speak and conversate with it. He was like, hey, I need you to be the guardian. This dungeon is in this town. We want, we don't want to destroy the dungeon. We want, we wanted to, you to continue to guard it, and we want it to be an income source. So the guardian guy, he's like, yeah, let's get it. He throws him the stone, and that's where the first problem is. Like, okay, so the stone just so happens to be in this specific dungeon, which of course it had to be in some dungeon, but of course it's the one right in his town. The guardian that he defeats just so happens to have it on his person. The guardian just immediately, shakes his hands like, okay, I understand. It's like, okay, well, if you could have talked to him like that from the beginning, why fight him at all? So there's so many like, okay, all right, I'll let that go. And he takes his stone back to town. He cures his sister. I think that's a cool moment. He cures his sister. Cool. Like the plot, the main reason for the show, I feel like existing. Episode 5, we're done. We don't need to watch it anymore. The show's done. He cured his sister. That's what we were told as a viewer, you and I. That was the goal of the show, is for him to cure his sister. Done. Sister cured. Roll credits. after the credits this episode, we were told that he's gonna be the guardian of the dungeon instead. Okay, that's weird. All before that too, like everything leading up to this, the blue-haired twin sisters, they just casually fusion Had, and they became Lily Ali. I don't know how I feel about that. They suddenly just fusion Ha, and they're just gonna gloss over the fact that these two sisters just became one person, and they did it by kissing. Okay, how do you even discover that? So that's a whole thing. And I was like, that's dumb and that's silly. And it's not that it exists. I get the idea of fusion, exists. Dragon Ball put a fusion on the map. But it's the fact that we didn't even acknowledge that, or like, oh, nothing. Just like, oh, this just, yeah. They went from Lily and this to now this is this person. I was like, okay, that's dumb. Before that happened, we had the stuff with the hero. So the hero was this jerk asshole who kicked Rudd out. And he came and he just apologized. And he was like, I believe in you, Rudd. And I'm so sorry, brother. I'm so sorry, brother. And that was it. So I'm like, okay, so then our antagonistic hero character ends up being like, it ends up being non-existent. He just like, oh, I'm sorry. And Rudd's like, okay, it's all good, man. It's all good, brother. And then that was it. So, I mean, man, this show this episode, like, it was getting okay, but this episode really sucked. And then you have the fight, with the skull guy, and he does his life transfer move, and they didn't even show it. Like, they just cut to him, but they didn't show him actually doing the move. So, like, the fight actually sucked, too. I'll try to find something positive about this episode. I mean, the only positive moment was, like, the cute little spin that his sister Manasia did, which she's 10 or 25 years old. I don't know how old she is. I don't know. What did you think? What did you think about the episode? Let me know in the comments, because I'm just baffled. I kind of feel like there's no point in watching the show anymore, actually. Like, what's it going to give us now? I think that's the concern. I don't know. Strongest Tank episode 5 really sucked ass. 3 out of 10. I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. I'll see you next week. We'll see what we got. I'll tell you this straight up, though. If next week sucks ass, I'm out. Like, 6 episodes in, I'm out. I don't need to be wasting my time, right? I don't think you need to either. Again, this is just my personal opinion, but like, unless next week shows me like that there's still something watchable here that's like worth my time, why waste it? So I'll see you next week. Peace out, my friend.